Greetings everyone, SrAwA66 here, and in today's video we're looking at some of the best Week 1 Wild Descent of Dragon decks to climb with. This is a top 10 video, with the first deck being the best one and the last deck being the worst. At number 1 we have Secret Mage. I've got nothing to say here. At number 2 we have Memnarch's Oddrogue. This is probably the most optimal build you're going to find of the archetype. It's running the Bloodsail Flybooters, which give you some 1/1 pirates in your hand, and this gives you some extra synergy with South Sea Captains that are making their return to the deck lists, as well as SI7 agents. You've also got the Bad Luck Albatross, which is a great tech against Reno decks, but if you're not queuing into too many Reno decks, you might want to consider swapping it out for another 3-drop. At number 3, we have Mr. Blonde's Mech Paladin. This is probably one of the most optimized lists you're going to find. It's running a single Skyclaw. It turns out Skyclaw is a good card, but it's kind of easy to remove at 2 health. But definitely the 1-of is great, just to threaten your opponent if they can't deal with your wide board. At number 4, we have Reno Mage, and I couldn't decide on a list, so I'm featuring 2. First up we have my friend and Team One Trick teammate EK Designer's Reno Mage. This is a quest variant, and his specific take on the list is much more streamlined than some of the other Reno quest mage you're going to find. There is next to no greed in this list. It basically is just quest mage, but you've got your Reno powerhouse cards, your Zephyrus the Great, your 2 Renos, your Kazakus. And the goal of this deck is to just get your quest done as quick as possible, get the Archmage Vargoth down to get an additional 2 turns for lethal. Neo's Reno Mage is a more greedier version. This is a Lunar Pocket Galaxy Reno Mage based around dragons, and so if you want to try out some of the new dragons that have been introduced from the Descent of Dragons expansion, this might be the deck that you want to try out. At number 5, we have Corbett's Odd Paladin, arguably one of the most refined builds of Odd Paladin in the current wild meta. It's running Righteous Cause, which has turned out to be an incredible card. And one thing you may not realize about it is if you have your side quest at 4 out of 5 minions and you play your muster for battle, those 3 1/1 Silverhand recruits are actually all going to become 2/2s. So you can really take advantage of the mechanics of how the side quest works. At number 6, we have Mech Hunter. This is just a solid deck to climb with. The only new card we're seeing in here is the Dragonbane, just to get some extra reach for lethal. But if you're queuing into a lot of unrefined decks, very slow decks, this is definitely a deck that can really punish them. At number 7, we have White Delight's Reno Warlock. This is a Death Rattle mill version, so we can see there's a Cold Light Oracle in there. You can combine that with your Zola the Gorgon, you can combine it with your Bran, just to mill a lot of cards, and you've got your standard Death Rattle package. You've also got the Valdress Felgorge in there, which is a little bit greedy, but just being able to have a hand size of 12 and get all that card draw can be really valuable in slower matchups. At number 8, we have my Even Shaman. I believe this is one of the best builds of the list. There are 2 Galactic Crawlers in there, simply because I've been queuing into a lot of Pirate Warriors. If that is not the case for you, you should swap them out for some Evil Totems. I also want to talk about my choice of 4-drops. So my 2 big 4-drops are the Fireguard Destroyer and the Squall Hunter. Now, Squall Hunter is my Flamewreath Faceless replacement. The difference between the 2 cards is the Squall Hunter loses 2 attack, but it gains +2 spell damage, which is absolutely insane. With your Maelstrom Portal, with a Spell Power totem, it becomes a Flame Strike. That also gives you a 1-mana minion, which is absurd. But one thing I don't like would be including the Squall Hunter and the Flamewreath Faceless. I think having 4 minions with Overload 2 is just clunky for this style of deck. At number 9, we have Memnarch's Mecha'thun Warlock. This is the just really powerful list that you want to try out. You notice here that this one is not running the quest, but it's still going for the rapid draw. You've got your runic eggs, which can help you get cards. You've got all your board clears you need. And because the deck cycles so fast, you've got the Zephyrus the Great, your Reno Jackson in there, just to take advantage of those Reno effects. And the last deck to look at here is Yami's Jade Druid. Jade Druid hasn't really changed at all. There's nothing that was really given to it from this expansion which helps. But with all the aggression in the meta, especially with all of the rogue, this is a really good deck to help deal with rogue decks. So something you might want to try out. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watching all the way to the end of this video. If you want to try out any of these decks, you'll find all of the deck codes in the description below. If you want to support the channel, you can click the subscribe button, click the notification bell to know when the next video goes live. And until next time, I hope to see you again.